Welcome to Jeans Creek Farm. Good morning, interweb. This is a new segment. Of course, everything's new with me. We're going to call this Coffee with Gene. Not drinking coffee. We'll call it Kentucky coffee. You make the assumption. This is going to be longer today because I'm going to cover a bunch of stuff, but my idea is eventually maybe to do this early, post this early in the morning, maybe at some point, hopefully if my motivation stays good, Monday through Friday, or maybe 3 times a week, hitting a day on the weekend or something like that, I don't know. Try not to step on others' toes. I'm not going to do this live, of course, but, still, whatever. The idea is maybe, a short deal, 5-7 minutes, just kind of a BS kind of a thing, specific topic, or I'll try to keep the rants out of this because you don't want to listen to me when I go off. I have trouble controlling my tongue. As Bigfoot said, I don't have filters. They long burn out. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. That's what today is, although today's probably going to be a long video. I want to do a little bit of a walk back on a previous video that I did, maybe 2 videos back, hunting after SHTF. I will stand 95% or more on what I said, but after thinking about it and listening to, coincidentally, a couple things some other people said, I thought about it. So here's my 2 caveats to that. Is number 1 is there may still be hunting opportunities if you're real remote. I mean, if you're in Alaska, if you're up in the Colorado somewhere, if you're extremely remote or have access or willing to go extremely remote to where the average schmo is not going to go there, where the hunting pressure is low, you still may have opportunities for game, aside from, just squirrels and rabbits. The second place I'll kind of walk it back a little bit is the back in the 30s, during the Great Depression, I think the percentage of people in this country that had knowledge and ability to hunt and were willing to and know what to, how to process game and so forth was higher. We have, for lack of a better word, a lot of city-fied people that don't have a clue, and some of this stuff, a lot of people, city-fied folk, if you offered them up, if you told them, hey, I got some squirrel on the spit over here, unless they were literally starving, they'd turn their nose up at it. So that's kind of a plus, and a lot of people just don't have the knowledge anymore. It's not something we've had to deal with. We've become so soft over the last 100 years, 150 years, it's not even funny. I'm not a big-time hunter and sportsman. I've got some skills. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. A lot of things have changed in my life over the last 15 years or so, and the realization of what probably will happen and what could happen puts a whole different light on a lot of things. Now, I'm not ready for possum yet. And but part of my reasoning behind that was, the population in the 30s, I think the 30 census was maybe 118 million or something like that in the U.S. The 2020 census was maybe 321 million. So we're looking at almost 3 times the population. But percentage-wise, the people that actually have the skill, the ability to get there if the world slides off the map, and the willingness to do it, I think are going to be slim. A lot of these people are going to sit in the cities and wait for the government to come and help them. And that ain't going to happen. I don't care whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, a Libertarian, an atheist, whatever you are. If you haven't come to the realization that government is not going to help, and government doesn't care about anybody but themselves, they're all going to be hunkered down in their bunkers with the massive amounts of food that they've stockpiled over the last few years, and they're going to wait for shit to settle out, and then they're going to surface to regain their control over the populace. So I'll walk that back a little bit. But I'll give you those 2 points. What else? Don't know. There's been a bunch of, I don't know, we've had a lot of drama on YouTube. That's part of the reason I hadn't made any videos. I didn't want to interject, and some of this stuff hits me and irritates me. From all the conspiracy junk to just the drama amongst channels and creators and so forth, and don't know nothing, really don't want to know nothing, don't affect me directly, and so I have no right to voice an opinion on most of it, so I just kind of shied away from it. Also, hadn't made any more videos because it's like I had this little list. I had like 5 or 6 topics. And it's like as soon as I wrote it down, it seemed like everybody went and did one of those videos. And I didn't want to like look like I was regurgitating the same stuff. Now after talking to Ghost a little bit in the chat, Ghost Prepper, good guy, stand-up guy, real stand-up guy. I'm a good judge of character. And even though I've only seen him on video and chit-chat and heard him in the chat, I think this guy's solid. If you haven't checked his channel out, you go check him out. Ghost Prepper, stand-up guy, wealth of knowledge. I'm not a follower, but I might follow him. And I'm not talking channel-wise. I'm talking real-world shit. But anyway, there's been a lot of that, a lot of criticism on people that say one thing and they don't show you nothing, and they're just a bunch of fakes and shit. So, not so much to prove anything, but in the realm of transparency, and I really got nothing to OPSEC. You'd have to put some kind of GPS tracker to find me. Hell, the post office couldn't find me. UPS couldn't find me. FedEx couldn't find me twice after they delivered shit here for 6 months. So you ain't gonna find me. And if you do, you're gonna get a hell of a welcome. So, you know, you wanna look me up? Bring it on. As Arkansas would say, bring it, bro. So anyway, let's take a little walk. Let's look at some stuff. Alright. Well, here we've got I don't know, probably a couple hundred starts going. Some of this stuff was started seed and then put into these cells and little pots. I had a bunch of peat pots that my mother had left over, so I wanted to use them up because they were starting to deteriorate. Some new stuff that's coming up today that's sprung up. Some of this is flowers here. You know, gotta attract the bees, gotta have the pollinators. Got some marble peas that have shot up today, or since I looked yesterday morning. Some of these haven't germinated yet because some of these were directly seeded into the potting medium and not pre-started. So anyway, that's that. Plus I've got a bunch of some stuff that's still in Ziplocs that ought to be another day or two before they're ready to put into soil. And then I've got a stackable tower garden that I've got stuff started in. So anyway, let's move on. Alright, let's take a quick tour of the shop here. Tools, workbench, everything's junked up. A lot of work to do. A lot of projects going on. Got my SHTF refrigerator here, which goes in my RV, but it'll run on propane, so lot of stuff. A lot of stuff stacked up. Propane heater, no electricity required. Good stuff everywhere. Drill press, milling machine, lathe. Awesome workbench on wheels that I built out of an old cabinet and some plywood and junk. Most of this stuff I've built. Work table, little tiller I'm working on, one of Mother's old ones, probably hasn't run in 20 years. Machine tools, more tool cabinets. I'm kind of a, you've heard of shoe whores, I'm a tool whore. They made it, I got it. Big tiller we're working on. Got one of these stackable garden deals. Got some stuff started in it. My huge, check this out. Look at that massive Barbados cherry. Pick one of those up. They 10 times the vitamin C per pound over oranges. Thought it would be a good thing. Real quick, some stuff that I've gotten in to put in the medical prep tape. Octoscope, for those who don't know, and I wouldn't have known, it's the little thing the doctors use to look in your ear holes. Sutures, a whole bunch of surplus compression or elastic bandages, a decent stethoscope. I've got a Mickey Mouse one. It works. Some vitamin D. Now this is a kind of a bonus. You know, you buy stuff online, and sometimes you don't get what you ordered. And I ordered a med bag, you know, like the EMTs use, and it was just a bag, no contents. If anybody's watched Arkansas Living, he's got one in his truck. That's what it was, only a red one. And I got this today. I'm going like, what the F? This is the wrong bag. Then I picked it up and realized it was full. And it's a trauma kit, an IFAC. Got hyphen chest seals, a trauma pack, cat tourniquet, splint, another compression bandage, some compressed gauze, and some other stuff. Similar kits I've seen on smaller bags, but similar kits on like Amazon for like 70 to 90 bucks, and I paid $19.99 to the door, or $19.99 plus tax, free shipping to the door. So I thought, well, okay, I'll just reorder the bag that I wanted. Now the funny thing is, this company does not sell this kit. They sell the bag for $8.99, but not loaded. So I don't know whether this is a drop ship deal and the company that actually shipped it screwed up, or whether you know, they got some in that were loaded and they didn't know they were loaded and they just put the wrong thing in my order. But made out on that like a bandit. I've got most of that stuff. In fact, I've got all that stuff, but more is good. I'll probably put it into a smaller IFAC to put on my chest rig if it ever goes that far. You know, but I've got all the trauma stuff, but it's always good to have more, because some of that stuff is kind of pricey, like those compression bandages, those trauma packs. I don't know, they're like 10 to 15 bucks a throw. The hyphen chest seals are not cheap, and some of that stuff, so that was a good deal. It makes up for some of the shit I got hosed on. Ordered me a bunch of vitamin D because the lack of sun has been bugging me, and I thought, let's go that way. So let's take a quick tour. I don't want to run my battery down. Feed and fertilizer we picked up from the feed mill today. Let's go take a look. Here's a quick view of the front, in front of the house. We're not set too far back from the road, and yeah, my Christmas decorations are up. It's still not Easter yet, so I'm good. I'm good. We put some fruit trees in fall, mid-fall probably, mid to late fall, and they're all starting to bloom out. This apple, another apple, peach tree, got a bunch of buds on it. Another apple that it's starting to push the buds out. I was worried about these plums. They only had 2 left, and they were, one of them had like 4 leaves on them, the other one had none. They'd been wind blown sitting there, and boy, they're really looking good. That one more so, but this one's still putting out a lot of leaves and a lot of buds. A couple of pears. They're putting out shoots, fixing to bud. Other pear, same deal. So let's take a walk out there, kind of get a shot up the hill at all my junk. And hey, I'm not a videographer. This looks like crap. Well, sorry. Take a motion sickness tablet. You'll be alright. Dad's tractor, I got to get it running. I may have to split it. We've got some hydraulic problems with that, which I've known about for years. 3 of my 5 IBC totes, I'm going to set 2 of them up for house water, 2 for garden water, and 1 for the chicken house and the duck house. Junk that I had one of those Mickey Mouse Harbor Freight canopies over this, and I didn't think about it, and the snow and the ice collapsed it. I'm going to turn the frame into a greenhouse. Picked up a 20-foot storage container. It's loaded. Potting soil, garbage can. Let's take a walk out back. There's my 2 cockadoodles, Cogburn and Dead. They fight. Not real bad yet, but if it gets any worse, I'm going to name one of them Cogburn, after Rooster Cogburn, True Grit, John Wayne, and the other one's named Dead, because he's the one I'm going to shoot in the head with the 410. So they better get along. And all we got up here is woods. Woods, and more woods back. About 60 acres worth. I do have a cleared meadow up at the top. And this is the chicken ranch. You got to be from Texas to appreciate this. That was my dad's flag. He hung that over his desk in Austin because he wanted to move here. This is the chicken coop and run. It's a mess, but it is what it is. I've got the materials. We're going to put a shed roof on this side, about another 8 foot this way. Someplace to park the lawn tractor and tiller and that kind of stuff. Then over here we have what I fondly refer to as the quack shack, duck house. It's under construction. Laying boxes on the side, nesting boxes on the side. Hinged where you can get to them. That lid's hinged. The run, I was really supposed to be out here painting this today. See how that's played out. It's not real big, but they free range. This is just mainly the run for the ducks, is someplace to put their water out here. And I'm going to put a French drain in and pea gravel and stuff, because I don't know what ducks do with water, but they play in it. They spit it everywhere. I've been tempted to put one of my game cameras in their house at night just to see what they do, because they soak everything. And side yard, more woods, back of the house. That's as good as you get. Not worried too much about OPSEC. Again, you're going to have to put a GPS locator on me to find me. If the post office, FedEx, UPS can't find me, I'm pretty sure you ain't going to find me. And they had a name and an address. My enclosed trailer and a bunch of junk. More projects, not enough time. And my old 76 Jeep won't go anywhere fast, but it'll go up about anything. I guess that's about it. Up that road there. Get the top of that road, I got a big meadow that stretches that way all the way to the road. Things go well at some point. I've got a 8-foot disc harrow and a single point plow and a bunch of implements of destruction, and we may plant that if I survive long enough. That's pretty much it. My craptacular little four-wheeler, which I bought for my grandkids and put a bigger engine in. I guess that's about it, fellas, peoples, internet watchers. So you get a little tidbit of what I got. So I'm not sitting in an apartment somewhere talking about this shit. I'm trying to do it. So I guess that's it. We'll do something different next time around. I got a couple projects I want to do. I'm trying to figure this editing stuff and whatever out, and how to shoot them and what to do and that kind of stuff. But, you know, we'll figure it out. And you like it or you won't. I really don't care. I don't mean to sound like that, but this is just something to amuse me and take my mind off of this wonderful life we're all living right now. And, you know, if somebody gets a slight tidbit of benefit from it, great. If you can laugh at me and how dumb I am, well, that's good too. I don't mind. But, so if we can, I don't know how to do that. I can't flip this back around. So with that, have a good day, Internet. We'll see you next time. Hey, slight correction on the last video. This will be like the short. Probably going to be part 4 because I don't think I'm going to bother with editing. I'm just going to put this in 4 parts. But the Texas flag, I messed that up. I said it hung behind his desk at work, IBM in Austin, because he wanted to move there. it hung behind his desk in Boca Raton, Florida. I'd moved to Texas. My brother followed me, and they wanted to move to Texas, or he did. Mother was okay because she didn't like Florida anyway, so hung behind his desk. It was his way of putting his thumb in their eye for the transfer, which he finally got. So anyway, I misspoke, and I didn't really realize that until after I watched the video, and I said, oh, it hung behind his desk in Austin. That was kind of dumb, but hung behind his desk in Boca because he wanted to move to Texas. So, okay. Well, listen, now that I've got the camera in front of me, y'all have a good day, and we will see you next time.